Hey guys, so I got a video request to do a video about the top 10 things that I won't do in order to save money, or I won't do on the cheap. And Budget Girl, actually the one who started this video, and she did a video, and I'll list that below, as well as Slow Steady One, I believe, did a video as well, and so I'll link their videos below so you can check them out. I couldn't come up with 10 things, I gotta be honest. I tried, either I'm too cheap and there's a lot of things that I will do in order to save money, or I just couldn't come up with a lot of good things, but I felt like I came up with 5 solid things that I won't do in order to just to save a buck. So the first thing was stealing, and when I say that, I don't mean like shoplifting, going and stealing clothes from a department store. I'm more referring to things like using an over amount of a free item that you shouldn't, and like taking that, like going out to a restaurant and stealing, you know, the ketchup and you know, paper towels and things like that, or you know, buying a movie ticket, and instead of just seeing one movie, you go to 2 or 3 others, and you know, just kind of taking advantage of freebies. I think freebies are great, and I think that there's lots of ways you can really stretch it, but I think that there's also limitations. And I probably came up with this because of, I used to be a big fan of the show Extreme Cheapskates whenever we had cable and we were watching it. And I was like, yeah, these people are coming up with like really great ways to like save money and yada, yada, yada. But then I started to notice that people were really stealing. Like there was an episode where a guy had taken his wife out to a movie, and he paid for the movie, but then when she wanted popcorn and a Coke, he went to the trash can and took out a bag that had already been thrown away and a cup that had already been thrown away, and took it to the concession stand and had them refill it with a fresh soda and popcorn. And I was like, that's stealing. Like, you're stealing. Like, that's not okay. I mean, I don't support that. I mean, that would have cost you $6 to get your wife some popcorn and a soda, but you stole that. Like, I'm not okay with that. So I won't go that far. I won't do things like that. Like, if we go out and we're gonna, you know, have fun, or we're gonna do something, like, I'm not gonna take advantage of situations like that. The second one is to be a lousy tipper. I used to be a really bad tipper, just because I didn't want to spend the money, and I felt like we're already spending so much money, like I don't want to just keep, you know, then give the guy an extra $10, but I realized that that was an issue that I was having, that I needed to have a more giving heart, and that's really part of the dinner. You know, that's part of the experience of going out and dining. And don't stiff your waiter. Don't do that, because you're trying to save money. If you're gonna go out to eat and you're gonna pay for a meal and they're gonna serve the food to you, leave them a decent tip. Have a giving heart. The third one is saying no to kids who like Girl Scouts selling Girl Scout cookies, or kids who are knocking on your door in order to sell something for a fundraiser. I noticed that the very first time that we bought our first home, that a kid came to my door and knocked on the door, and I was just all money. You know, I was like, oh, we just bought this house, I need to try to be smart with money. And I remember telling the kid, oh, no thanks, there's nothing I really want in the catalog, before I even looked at it. And then I just realized, like, as the kid was walking away, I was like, wait a minute, like, this kid took the time to come to my door to sell me some stupid little peanut, you know, butter chocolate things. Like, hold on a second. And so I remember I called the kid back, and I was like, well, hold on a second. Let me just like go through this. And I just picked out something, you know, some kind of pretzels covered in chocolate, or some kind of wrapping paper, or whatever it was. It was $13, but I just thought, don't stiff this kid who's trying to raise money for his like band fundraiser, you know, field trip, or the Girl Scout cookies, you know, the girls that have been sitting outside of the, you know, Kroger all day long trying to sell these cookies. Like, if these kids are going out there in the world trying to be good kids, and they're being, you know, they're involved in extracurricular activities, and they're doing all these things, you need to support their efforts. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, you don't have to go crazy, but I always felt, I just remember like when I would walk past the Girl Scouts and people would be like, ah, I don't want any cookies. I'm like, come on, man, the peanut butter patties, like, just buy a box. You know you want it. Like, don't pass it up because you're being cheap, you know. I mean, I get if you've already bought like 50 boxes, but for the most part, support their little Cub Scout or their little Girl Scout, you know, troop or whatever. I don't know what they're called. But don't say no. The fourth one was giving money to programs such as Fill the Boot. I don't know if that's like a national thing, or if it's just like in the area, or I live in Texas, so I don't know if it's like a Texan thing or whatever. I'll see lots of times where local firefighters will be out like on a Saturday, and they'll have their boots, and they'll be taking donations from people in their cars, and I'm always just like trying to find as much change as I possibly can to just fill their boot, because I'm thinking, these guys put their life on the line for us. They're out here on a Saturday. They're trying to raise money for our local fire department. Like, I need to fill that boot up. So I try my best to really fill it up as much as I can, even throw a couple of bucks in if I have it. But I would just, the idea of just saying no to that, just, I have to be a part of that. The last thing I won't do in order to save money is to deny myself a vacation. Now, when I refer to vacation, I'm not referring to Disney World or some tropical island somewhere. I'm talking like a long weekend to the city next to you. Just get out of town for a few days, go someplace that's 4 hours away, just check out. And there's a time in my life that I really didn't do that. There's a time that we didn't go anywhere, and I would always be really bad about that. And I would just be like, no, we need to save money, we need to save money. And at the time we probably really needed to, so I guess I kind of understand why I did. But there is something therapeutic about just taking a weekend to yourself where you kind of have dedicated it, road trip weekend, so we get to go someplace fun, even if it's like kind of silly and it's like not really a vacation. But you know, we often like go to Dallas or San Antonio. Those are the neighboring cities from us. And there's lots of activities that you can do that really don't cost that much money. It's maybe a tank of gas, a night or two in a hotel, and it's something that you can budget for, but I just feel like it's very important. So just at least once a year, or even go camping. I mean, if you're really trying to budget and you're saving money and you don't want to spend any money, go camping. I mean, camping costs nothing. And I just think it's so important to take that time with your family and just to appreciate that time. And it also gives you something to look forward to, and especially if you're trying to get out of debt and you're trying to like really work the baby steps and you don't want to spend money, but you still need to kind of give yourself a break and something to look forward to. There are so many things that you can do that are cheap, that still are considered a vacation, and it's something you can look forward to. And that's something I've really pushed for me and my husband, that at least once to twice a year, we just check out for a couple of days and just go do something kind of silly and fun. Like we're already planning this summer to do some kind of like water park somewhere, you know, I'm not talking some expensive vacation. I'm just talking a day or two at some fun water park in the city next door, and we're just gonna have fun and be a family. And that's my top 5 things that I won't do to save money. And sorry I couldn't come up with 10, but I felt like that was as good as I was gonna get. So leave a comment below if you have any other suggestions on things that you just won't do in order to save money. And please feel free to take this video and make a list of your own. I'd love to hear other people's responses. So thanks for watching. Bye guys.